No, no, not iPad kids. No. Get off. Have a childhood. Go outside. Go draw with some chalk on the house or something. I don't care. Get off the iPad. Social media's out of the more common ones.
Sam, you said TikTok is for children. Does that make you a child? Because you have one.
I am a child. Yeah. I've been a child.
Sam, every time I upload a video and it asks me, okay, is this kid friendly? I say, hell no, it's not kid friendly.
Are you sure about that?
Alright, everybody, what is going on? How y'all doing tonight? Welcome back to Apartment 308 YouTube channel. How's everybody doing? Hope y'all are having a fantastic day or night or whatever time you guys are listening to this. And this is the show called This or That, where, you know, me and a few friends are just gonna take a topic and debate about it from all sides. I'm your host always, as Brian, and joining me tonight are the two OG hosts too of This or That. We got Sam and Caitlin joining back here in the apartment. Say hello.
Hello.
How you two doing? How you two been?
Working my butt off.
Oh yeah, working adult life.
Same thing.
Nice.
I had my first day off yesterday, and it was glorious. I slept until 2 in the afternoon.
Let's go. Alright, that's what's up. That's what's up. And tonight, guys, the topic will be we're kind of more on a little bit more serious on today's episode because this is one that we've been meaning to do for a while, and it's talking about social media. The big question kind of all of us want to ask to you and, you know, maybe ourselves is like, are we really reliant on social media these days? And, you know, if so, like, what are the pros and cons of just constantly being online a lot? So yeah, we're just gonna take a deep dive into that and just, you know, pretty much share, like, you know, what social media has been, at least over the years for us. So if you guys want to hear more...
Share our emotions.
Yes, share our emotional pain with you. Sharing our tea with you.
Yes.
Anyways, guys, so if you want to listen more on social media use, please subscribe to Apartment 308, like today's video, share it, comment, and also follow us on Spotify. Yes, we are now on Spotify and on Google Podcasts. So if you guys want to listen on the audio only, link will be in the description below.
Oh, yeet.
Nice.
Now you can listen to us whenever you're on the go. Just hear us argue, especially Sam, when she's arguing.
Me and Grant.
Yeah, and, you know, unfortunately, Grant cannot be here tonight because he is currently in law school, graduate school.
He's being a business person.
Well, more like a lawyer, but yeah, he'll come back to the channel eventually, you guys see. Alright.
I miss Grant.
Me too.
I never thought I would say it.
Wow.
Sorry, Grant.
We're throwing shade even though he's not here, and we're supposed to be talking about something completely else.
Sorry, Grant. Sorry, everybody.
Anyways, alright, let's just jump right into it. So, pretty much starting off is, what apps are all of us have been using these days?
Oh, God. Instagram, Snapchat here and there. I rarely go on Twitter or Facebook, though.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, same thing here. Snapchat is basically what I use to keep in contact with all my friends. I rarely ever text. And Instagram, that's it.
That's pretty much it.
That's my entire
That's pretty much
on
it.
the phone.
I post on my Instagram story all the time, so that's what I live off of lately.
I don't.
You spam a lot of random memes on your stories, Sam.
And I like it. It's my account. I can do that.
You're free to do whatever you want on your account.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and for me, yeah, pretty much Instagram has pretty much the big one. A lot of YouTube too, honestly. Especially since I'm on this channel too now.
YouTube too.
Let's see, Snapchat. It's so funny because Snapchat, that's pretty much the way we all text now, don't you guys think?
Well, that's the way I text you, either that or Instagram, so...
I know, but, like, we could have traded each other's phone numbers, but we're like, we'll just talk through Snapchat instead.
I don't know, that's just the default for me talking to you both.
Yeah, I'm way more active on Snapchat than I am on my actual messages.
Yeah, and honestly, like, reviewing stories, I view Instagram stories more than Snapchat stories. And also Snapchat just to do, my daily streaks. You gotta keep up with the streaks.
Oh man, I haven't done those in a long time. I can't
Yeah,
even
like,
keep my streaks anymore.
yeah, and also, like you, Sam, like, I rarely go to Facebook these days. Like, I go into the app and I just see so much random stuff. I'm just like,
Yeah.
what even is Facebook at this point? Like, what am I exactly watching?
Yeah, my parents will tag me in like photos that they'll post, and I'll see them and like them, and that's it. And then go back like a week later.
Dude, my mom actually moved to tagging me on Instagram now rather than on Facebook because she knows I'm not on Facebook anymore.
Oh no. Nice.
But it's just like the very simple stuff. It's like, oh, out with my son and husband, out on a restaurant day, stuff like that. It's just very innocent. So, yeah, and then
Valid.
and then I don't have a Twitter account, and I refuse to get Twitter, and I refuse to
Why?
get TikTok still to this day.
Why?
Twitter is so toxic, and TikTok is just too memey. I don't know. This is like, honestly, like the Vine phase I have, where I just refuse to get a Vine account, but, every so often I somehow still see it pop up, like, anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I go on TikTok a lot too these days. I completely forgot about it though, but like I do go on it.
Yeah, TikTok's hella popping off these days.
I post about my work on there. So if you want to check that out, go for it.
What's
You
your
gotta find it.
what? I was gonna ask you what's your TikTok at so I can tell my
was like,
future self to insert the username on the screen.
I was gonna say, do I shout myself out or is that like illegal?
You can shout yourself out, honestly.
Shameless plug.
It's Yoho Truck.
Yoho Truck, you heard it, guys. Go follow Sam on TikTok at Yoho Truck. Usually we do the shout outs at the end, but
Hey, I'm just that special.
I also want to ask you guys just like a side off question. It's like, what was the first social media account you made?
Facebook.
Facebook?
Made?
Yeah, like you made on your own kind of thing.
Okay, see, I was on Facebook, but I was on my mom's account for the longest time. Because my parents were not into the idea of me being into social media.
Oh, my parents too. They had this rule where I couldn't have any social media until I was 13, and my parents made my Facebook account for me.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
And then they gave me the password. They're like, okay,
It's all yours now. Like, here's the keys.
yeah, just be safe and smart.
Yeah, but Kaylin, what was like the first one you made on your own account?
The first one I made on my own was an Instagram account in middle school.
Ooh.
And I think it was like 7th grade.
My first ever one was Facebook, and I don't know, I was kind of a little bit late to like the social media party because in my middle school, like everyone had like old Instagram and still used Facebook too. And I joined in pretty late because me as a kid, I was just like, what's the point of like going on to this, to be honest? Like, I don't, like, we see each other every day. Like, I don't see the point. But like, also, it's kind of like that thing too, where it's like I read up so much articles about cyberbullying. I'm just like, nah, I don't want to be part of that. Like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I made Facebook first, and then wasn't until I think it was junior year of high school where I actually made my own. Well, kind of made my own, because my best friend at the time, she kind of. I was making an Instagram account, and I was having a hard time trying to figure out a username for myself, and then, I grabbed my friend, who was, like, sitting right next to me at the time. It's just like, yo, I'm finally making an Instagram, like, what should be on your username? And she types in one for me. I'm like, wow, that's actually an aesthetic-looking Instagram name, thank you.
Is that the one you currently have?
Yeah, so the current @ I have for my own personal account, my high school best friend made that for me.
Nice.
Yeah, because I was just like, what do I even call myself on Instagram? I don't even know. So, okay,
I
so
just kind of switch over. I change them every now and then.
that's pretty much everyone's like current apps we use and apps we started with. So now let's go ahead and take more into the deep dive into stuff. So obviously, we gotta start off with the basic questions, the pros and cons of social media. So, what are the obvious pros of having these types of accounts?
Communicating with others that you can't see in person.
That's
Sharing.
Yep,
that's
absolutely.
that's honestly like the most like obvious answer. Like practically keeping up with people and talking to them.
Yeah, that's all
Especially for us, because we've got a lot of foreign students who are friends at school.
Oh
And
yeah.
COVID
Yeah.
hit, being online was the only way we were able to keep in touch with them.
Exactly.
It's just, I also like sharing my stupid junk with other people. And I also, I like sharing my opinions, and I just like to share. So
Right.
that's just one of the best ways I could do it right now.
Yeah, and I think honestly too, in a way, like yeah, we kind of just pretty much share everything, and yeah, especially like you, Caitlin, what you said about like since all of us here met so many different exchange students from our college, we're like, I feel like Instagram these days, it's like the main form of communication for all of us. I mean, sure, we can get Line and Kakao Talk if we install on our phones, but like, if we don't have those apps, like, Instagram's pretty much it, and, Snapchat, very rarely.
Right. Snapchat's a very American thing.
It kind of is, actually.
Because when I would talk to the exchange students, they'd be like, "Do you have Instagram?" Instagram was the main go-to because everyone had Instagram.
Yeah, everyone has Instagram. I don't know, what other, like, positives can we say about, like, social media?
I've said all I needed to say so far.
It's easier to network generally.
Pretty much. Oh.
Yeah, I don't think I would have never gotten my job at the vet clinic if it weren't for like that one girl just messaging a bunch of professors and sending out mass emails to everyone.
You never told us about this, or at least me. I've never heard this story.
I mean, it's not like a super interesting story. She reached out to one of the professors, and I happened to see the message, and I was like, "Well, fuck, I want to work there. Let me in."
Oh, I thought you meant like your friend like hit up the professors on the DMs and be like, "Yo, help me get a job or something."
Right.
Nah.
I think also another thing I kind of like a good thing on social media, at least for like in our generation, like you kind of discover more things through it. Like for example, like Facebook and Instagram, even though they're owned by the same company, they kind of have this thing where you're just like they suggest you other stuff to look at. Sure, sometimes it's annoying, but you never know if something might catch your interest.
And it's creepy when it does that sometimes.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. They really keep track of all your data, which
They're
is
like,
we're not gonna get into that because that's very controversial.
we'll leave it at that.
Wow, I was expecting more positives for social media, but it's pretty much just form of communication, and that's
Yeah, I was
it.
just gonna say, yeah, mine's just sharing.
We've heard, like common arguments already. We've heard a bunch of pros from just advertisements in general, big tech advertising new stuff to us, all these websites and things. Like you hear it all the time. It feels really obvious now. when you
Yeah.
ask someone.
Again, that's a little bit controversial, and we're not gonna get into that. Hopefully. So now let's get into the realty of this situation, which is pretty much all the negatives when it comes to using these apps. So, name a bad thing about having social media. Go.
Oh God.
It's
The
easy
end.
to lie about
The
shit.
end. Wait.
Liars, fakers,
The fake news.
the fake news, unnecessary attention, like attention for the wrong
Attention
reason.
seekers. Yeah.
Yeah, or like bullying sometimes,
Yeah. Cyberbullying, like I said before, that's also a huge one.
Yeah, and people compare themselves to other people.
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on that one, Sam.
Yep, that's why I unfollowed a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I don't have time for these people that are negative.
Exactly.
And they try and fake being positive on social media, like they didn't do anything. Anyways,
Anyways,
I'm not pointing fingers, but
welcome to the new show called Spill the Tea, where we get to talk shit about people we hate. No, I'm kidding.
I'll be your host.
Anyways, Caitlin, I think I heard you say something when Sam went off. What did you say
Sorry.
something?
Oh yeah, so it's pretty much similar to like what you said about people faking stuff, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been listening to a lot of like just video essays obsessively over YouTube. And I don't know this channel's name, I'm so sorry. But someone pointed out, like, people through social media can frame their lives to look a certain way, to look as successful as they do,
Ooh, yeah.
followers and stuff. And like the
Hate it.
thing is, like, this is relevant, I promise. But on TikTok, there is this huge, most of the demographic is really young teens and tweens.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this like big consensus that 22, 23, 25 is like already really old.
Oh God, oh no.
Well, shit,
But-
we're approaching that age.
I
But
guess
it's
we're ancient.
it's one YouTuber, and I'll look it up and send it to you so you can give credit. But she mentioned, like, when you fabricate your life to be all perfect and stuff, you look like you have this much success when you look so young, and all these young kids believe, like, oh, by 25, you are able to achieve this much if you try hard enough. Or, you have to be successful by this certain age, and that puts a lot of pressure on people to
It really does.
have everything at such a young age. And
Pressure.
we're 22, 23, around that age now.
Yeah.
We just graduated. We're barely figuring out shit.
I
I
still
think
don't
we're all
know.
22.
And like the reality is that a lot of famous people on Instagram and stuff, they're like even older than us sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, kind of is that thing where, like, especially for the three of us, since we all did graduate recently, it's like, yeah, we're still trying to figure out what we're exactly doing. And, I feel like the younger generation has more options on how to figure out what they can do, because a lot of the stuff that, in today's society, like technology especially, like, it's so advanced that, even a 5-year-old kid can pick up a phone and start figuring stuff out,
No, not iPad kids. No. Get off. Have a childhood. Go outside. Go like draw with some chalk on the house or something. I don't
Yeah,
care. Get off the iPad.
Don't sound like a boomer.
I had a childhood like that. It just sucks
where
to
it's like
see-
all iPad?
No, where it wasn't all iPad, when I was, literally drawing on the side of the house with chalk, and my parents would yell at me, or I'd be like actually going out and like doing stuff with my life. I don't
Yeah.
want to sound like an old person right now, but like I do see a lot of young kids with like iPhone 12s in their hands.
Oh my
guess.
god, that's so annoying.
Like it's just annoying. I don't want to sound like negative towards it, and I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just annoying.
No, I get where you're coming from, because, like, as that weird in-between zillennial generation where, technology wasn't as developed as it is right now, we still got that early part of, physical activity and stuff. I'm not saying that the current generation has no physical activity. I think kids, in general, naturally want to, play and stuff like we did. I don't think they're constantly on their phones like that. But it's also important to remember that it's a big cultural thing too. Pop culture, trends and stuff. Those are talking points that you bond and make friends over. And if you're out of loop with stuff, then you might be less socially developed than other kids. You kind of have to be on the phone and online and know all the news and everything that's going on right now.
Yeah, because I feel like these days, especially with like media and like especially parents who are just new to parenthood and probably have like a kid or two with them, it's like, because I feel like it's somewhat like media and parents are somewhat spoiling their kids. Like, kid watches TV, sees a commercial for the new iPhone. Kids are like, I want the new iPhone. I want the new iPhone. The TV said so. And then next thing you know, the parents get so pestered a lot that they're like, all right, here's a phone for you, even though you're what, like 10 years old right now.
I've seen 6-year-olds with them, and it freaking bothers me because that's not how I was when I was 6. So
I'm actually quite curious now. It's like, when did you guys get like your first cell phones?
When I was 14.
Elementary school?
Oh my god.
Elementary school.
It was a Nokia, okay? It wasn't like a smartphone.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. I should probably specify smartphone. First smartphone you got.
14.
14?
6th grade? 5th grade?
Yeah, I got my.
Still pretty young.
I got my smartphone, my first ever smartphone at around like 8th grade, so right before high school, and yeah, I think back then too I was kind of like that kid because everyone in my 8th grade class had like a phone, and there's me with like nothing. I keep begging my parents to get me like just a smartphone, just any smartphone they can buy me, and honestly it was just to text. Pretty much just to text and communicate, and yeah. My parents actually really agreed to it because they're like, you're about to enter high school soon, you're gonna be more on your own these days, so you know what, you do need a phone just in case, you're gonna go out on your own and do stuff, and yeah, so, that's how I got my first smartphone. I can't remember what model it was like a really old Samsung. I forgot the model.
I got an iPhone 4S, a used one.
Yeah.
In like 2013, like
Ooh.
the beginning of high school. The only reason I was given it, otherwise I would have been given it like when I started driving a few years later. But the only reason I was given it was because I was in like after school sports.
And you needed to call your parents to pick you up when you're done, huh?
Yeah. And it's just like, because sometimes I'd stay later than usual and sometimes I'd leave early, so they decided that was it. That's what I'm gonna have. So iPhone 4S. I miss that phone.
But like anyways, like going back to the topic of like pretty much negatives, like you kind of see how we, even us as kids, like even though yes, our parents agreed to it, saying like, okay, you're gonna need this for emergency cases. It's kind of like we pretty much grown and we pestered a lot of our parents to really get us phones because that was the thing. And other kids had it too back then, and same thing with this generation. Like we said, it's like so many kids are picking up iPhones and Samsungs at like 6-7 years old, like it's nothing. So I feel like I feel like there's a lot of pressure when it comes to getting phones and even social media at this point, because it's like it's like if you're not part of the trend, you're not part of this world, kind of thing. And obviously, we gotta talk about, the biggest, con. Well, it may be considered a con, but I think it's a con. Which is, of course, the cancel culture that's been going around Twitter, going around Instagram, going around every social media app you see. Cancel culture, someone's getting canceled because they did something stupid. Let's talk about that for a second.
Oh god, that's kind of sensitive, but
it is a little sensitive, but actually, me and Aya, we made a bonus video like not too long ago about talking about toxicity, especially over the internet, and we did bring up cancel culture. And one of the things I did ask her was like, was there a celebrity or a famous person you knew that was that got canceled or is getting canceled?
There's always something going down somewhere with cancellation, especially with the celebrities, because they got a big platform.
Yeah.
If they mess one little thing up, it's not good. So I feel like sometimes in the cancellation, like it's over like dumb stuff. Like sometimes I don't even like notice until someone brings it up, and it's like, I don't know, if someone like talks about something that was in a music video in the background or something for like half a second, they're like, that is so wrong. I'm like, Dude, I didn't even realize that. I was focusing on like the actual music video, but go off, I guess.
Yeah, and I don't know. Like for me, it's like, of course there are like people on the internet that I do follow that got canceled and were about to be canceled. One good example was this streamer called Disguised Toast. He was about to get canceled because of some old videos he made and old streams that he did that people dug up and said that was offensive. That was really offensive and bad. So, next thing you know, Twitter blows up saying cancel Disguised Toast. But it was really, honestly, cool of him and his friends. Well, his friends especially, because his friends are like, if you're gonna cancel him, cancel the rest of us as well. Because, sure, what he did was wrong back then, but look at him now. He's like a changed person. He's making, more appropriate content for everyone. And, being canceled, especially like it really breaks the person. Like, sure, what they might have done was really bad, but you kind of just can't help but just also feel a little bit bad for like who they're pointing the fingers at. Because there's this one there's Jay from Day 6 who said something, I think, on one of his Instagram lives where he said, he was talking about cancel culture, and he said, it's not exact, but it's like, everyone, no matter who you are, has done something very bad before. And, we don't really condone any of the actions people do that are especially bad, but, like, think about it. Like, we've all done something very bad in our past before, especially the ones that are trying to point the fingers at somebody. I'm pretty sure all of us here have done pretty bad, like, before.
I'm sure I have. I just can't think of anything off the top of my head.
I don't think we could share that, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, it's good I forgot because I wouldn't want to share it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the real difference is that, when they're a public figure, people sort of expect them or hold them to a higher standard when they're acting in public. But because social media is so like ingrained into our daily lives and our daily routines, that like line between public and like private life kind of becomes blurred a bit.
Yeah.
And that's when you see slip ups like that, when they like post terrible stuff or when they, do prank videos that have gone too far.
Oh, goodness.
And, sometimes it happened like such a long, long time ago, but because it's in a public domain and anyone can look it up or find it, or even if the original video is deleted, people repost it and shit. Like it becomes much harder to move on from it and learn from it because it's just constantly there.
Yeah, and like even too, sometimes you kind of just, like I say, you kind of just help, but feel a little bit bad for who's about to be canceled, and also, even though you hear all their apologies and stuff, and you hear so many different sides to the story, it's like I said, like, sure you can be angry about it, but at the end of the day, they're still human. They're still a person, just like we are. And, again, we don't really condone any of the bad actions that they've done, but it's also, like, you gotta also... Yeah, like, at the time it happens, you will get really angry, especially for something they did. But, again, over time, you gotta forgive,
Yeah.
It's a little bit hard to actually do it, to forgive someone for a terrible thing they done, but, again, we're all human, and we all still need to learn and respect each other.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That was honestly a lot to say about cancel
But-
culture already.
Yeah, that's a good place to stop about the cancel culture.
Oh, I was gonna ask another question. Should I ask it or should we
Okay.
move on?
No, ask it.
Let's
Go
keep
ahead.
going. Deep dive.
Just like in regards of cancel culture itself, it's like whenever you see someone be like, "Oh, I dug up this very, very, very old video from the past that was really offensive, and now here it is right now." Like, how do you guys feel about that? It's like, is that honestly
It's just annoying.
and
Because what's in the past is in the past. Like,
exactly like I said, it's like cancel culture is saying, okay, just because of this one thing in the past, that I don't think this person has changed. And I'm like, no, of course the person has changed. What are you talking about? Have you seen their current content? Like,
they're like, no.
Exactly.
I just find it amazing, like how much effort some people will go through to find. Like these are literally years old. Like
Right.
imagine how far back they have to look.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's an odd thing to me that they would dedicate so much time for
Yeah.
that.
And like the thing about this too is like, because back then there were so many jokes, so many really bad and offensive jokes that people can get away with back in like early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Right now in like 2021, like a lot of people are finding more and more stuff like offensive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, back then like jokes were really were just, anyone would just let that fly. Like old Call of Duty videos you used to see back in the day, like you hear like little kids saying, F word and the N word just out of nowhere, and that flew back then. That
Yeah,
100%
that's
flew
yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, like we keep saying, it's like I feel like more and more content creators and people online have like, these big online personalities. They are being more and more mindful about, how they go about their stuff. But it's also, a little bit more scary because they're just like, shoot, one wrong move and there goes my entire career.
Yeah, and I feel like there is like some unfair aspect to it because like you said way back then, those kind of jokes were totally acceptable. No one ever made a fuss about it. And it's like, well, if
Exactly.
no one ever made a fuss about it, then, it's not like these creators know to stop or they don't have any opportunity to learn like how it's offensive or why it's a bad thing to be projecting out onto the internet. And
Exactly.
I suppose, like, in a sense, it's good that, this current generation has become a bit more aware of these offensive jokes because sometimes they can be harmful and it gives an opportunity for creators to learn. But, these people who perpetuate the cancel culture, I feel like they need to, not trying to be too forward here, but there should be an opportunity to learn from it. I feel like they're
Yeah.
very quick to be like, just shut down their career and then move on to the next one.
It's like I said before. It's like, us humans, we need to still learn how to forgive people. Sure, we can't really forget it, but at least step one is just saying I accept your apology or I forgive you or something like that. Because again, we're all human. We're all very sensitive to when it comes to that type of stuff, and I don't know if this is a rule for you guys, but this is kind of like my little golden rule. Right, so like when it comes to jokes, especially if we're gonna say it out in public or even anywhere here in 308, where it's like, if any of our jokes are offensive to you guys and you don't really, find that cool, that's okay. You know, not every joke's gonna stick with every person. You can feel free to be like, man, I didn't like that joke. That joke was kind of shit. That joke was, that made me mad. That's all right. And again, like, I mean, we're sorry for not your type of people to go to content. I mean, you should be coming to us for content. That's what we're here for.
Right.
But yeah, it's like, again, it's more on the aspect just you just need to we just need to respect each other in a sense. Just be like, I didn't like that joke. I didn't find that joke funny. Just leave it at that. You don't need to go out and, try to literally kill 308. Anyways, yeah, that was really long in terms of cancel culture.
Yes.
But moving on, so we already did talk about a lot about our past with social media and kind of like how like today's social media is. So I kind of want to ask you guys is like over the time when we first got our apps and our phones, like how did you see it change?
The Instagram app icon changed, and I'm very upset.
That's not what I meant,
So-
Sam. That's not what I meant by change.
Well,
I
it
mean,
did
I
change.
agree. I second that.
So you're saying design wise,
Thank
you don't like the design?
Yeah, I miss the I don't know, the 2012, 2013 version.
And you know what? That is a good point because I feel like a lot of app designs, like the icon designs, has gone to a very minimalistic sort of approach, and I feel like it kind of just kills the creativity a bit, you know? Like,
Yeah, it makes
I'm not
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
saying that they didn't work hard on the design. I'm just saying
yeah.
that they all just look so similar now. And that almost kind of reflects their content too, because a lot of the social media apps, their features have gotten much more similar. You know, TikToks,
Mhm.
Instagram Reels, Snapchat Stories, Instagram Stories. That's they're all
Snapchat
kind of
story.
just borrowing from one each other. And it's like, well, what's really unique about it anymore, you know?
Just real quick, as a
Right.
graphic designer, I have a lot to say in terms of logo designs and UX UI designs.
Okay, I just want to say I miss the old Instagram like app cover. That's all I wanted to say.
Right. No, but honestly, like, sure, we can joke about the logos and stuff, but yeah, if you kind of like think
No, I'm
about
serious.
it. God damn it, Sam.
I miss the old logo, and when we got to change it back in October for Instagram's 10th birthday or something, boy was I happy.
Yeah, I mean,
Continue.
we could talk about branding for like a whole nother episode, but yeah, like if you kind of think about it, like, dude, like so many social media apps are just a copy and paste off each other like these days. Are you kidding me? Like, I mean, okay. Instagram and Facebook are an exception because Instagram is a byproduct of Facebook, alright? So, we can let that one slide. But, if we really are, like...
Everything has stories now.
Yes, dude, everything has a story now. It started off with Snapchat stories, then Instagram implemented it, and then, Facebook decided to, okay, if we're gonna do it to our Instagram, might as well do it to our Facebook. Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, Twitter got it a year ago, Like, why?
I forgot about that.
Stories?
I forgot about that.
No.
And they're called, like, I forgot what they were called.
Because, of course, they can't use the same name.
Oh, they were called something weird, though. I forgot.
Hold on.
Now I need to know.
Hold on. Let us consult to the Google real quick. Where's my browser?
See, and real quick, Brian mentioned branding just a little bit earlier, and that's perfect.
Fleet.
Because honestly, in my opinion, a lot of these social media apps are basically the same. They've got the same exact features, like I mentioned earlier, because they kind of copy off of each other.
Right.
The only difference, or I think the main primary reason why people decide to choose a certain app over another is because of their branding, like what their primary demographic is. There are so many people who refuse to go on TikTok because it's mainly marketed towards, younger teens and tweens. Instagram is most popular for people our age, and so Snapchat. Facebook is, has gotten a reputation for being for older people. And that is where you find that's where you find most of those age demographics is on those platforms, and it's going to stay that way because of everything.
Yeah, okay. I found out what it was called. I googled it. So
Fleet.
Yeah, it's called. They used to call it Twitter Fleets, which is Twitter Story, but now I think they renamed it to Twitter Moments.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, what kind of name would you rather have, Fleet or Fleet or Moment? Now that's a new this or that topic.
I want 2014 Twitter back.
Yeah, but
anyways, I was gonna say, okay, the newer apps are for the younger people. TikTok is for the newer people, the newer born people, the children, and then Instagram, that's in the middle to us, and then Facebook. Facebook's one of the older social medias out of the more common ones.
Sam, you said TikTok is for children. Does that make you a child because you have one?
I am a child. Yeah. I've been a child.
How mentally old are you?
Probably at least 2 3/4. I think around there, but all I'm saying, oh wow, that's just a lot to take in.
Yeah, and also too, if we're gonna talk about TikTok even more, like I said before, I refuse to get Vine and TikTok, but it's just so funny how as soon as TikTok starts blowing up here in the States, like everyone who used to go on Vine said like, "Wow, this is really the new Vine, isn't it? They really brought it back after
We're
it died."
trendsetters.
Yeah, and like even that too. Like what you just said, like trendsetting. It's like, dude, everyone has a TikTok account, and
I had TikTok before it was popular, but yeah.
yeah, and then
Hipster.
yeah, and then also too, like even Instagram is very guilty of trying to copy off TikTok because you have Instagram Reels being
Oh
put.
yeah,
God.
that's a total running joke in TikTok. Is that like people who say that they're too old for TikTok will show them the same exact TikTok videos off of their Instagram reels.
I keep
And
seeing
it's
that
like
on
2
my
weeks old.
yeah, I keep seeing that on my feed, and it's low key kind of annoying.
Dude, and we're like, I already saw those on TikTok like a month ago. Never watch Reels on Instagram.
I mean, I guess people can call me old because that's what I do when I'm on Instagram.
Sometimes I do, but then I just end up coming across the same thing I saw on TikTok.
Honestly. I forgot about this part. We all know that in a regular Instagram post, and even for Reels, you can only post about what, like a full minute of content? 30 seconds at most, too?
It used to be 15 seconds. God.
Was it 15 seconds?
Yeah, like in 2013.
Oh, well, I mean, I didn't really join Instagram at 2013, so I can't really say, but
Well, it turned a minute the past couple of years.
yeah. But also, we got, since YouTube is popular still to this day, I think Instagram TV pretty much got that inspiration from YouTube. And plus,
I forgot about that existing.
okay, well, I mean, mainly because, people can post videos to Facebook, but, since more people preferred Instagram over Facebook, they're just so like, okay, we're gonna implement longer videos in our Instagram now because we see YouTube doing so well in it. Now I'm just thinking, it's just like, is being on trend really the key to making your company successful and money?
Most of the time, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just when you just keep seeing like constant copy and paste, like I don't know, like for me it just gets so boring, like cuz I'm a guy that's like, okay, how is said company going to be innovative in their product? I mean, sure they can take a few elements from other like companies and, products, but I'm just like, how are you going to make this your own? Especially like since I'm a designer, I'm like, how are you going to make this your own way? And I'm pretty sure, I guess same can pretty much can be said the same for you, Sam, because you're a film major, so you're just like, how do I make a video or a film my own flair to it,
Yeah, right? It's like, I give up at this point. Everything's taken.
Yeah, I mean, I can be a little bit guilty here as well, because on 308 we have done a little bit of trend stuff. Our last this or that video, which I've done with just Caitlin, which we went to a tier list and ranked all the pizza toppings.
Oh yeah, I've done a bunch of trend stuff, but there are I don't stick with every trend. There are trends I'm not fond of.
Yeah.
But I do join in on trends if I feel that I enjoy them.
This is like a constant like problem I keep having in terms of this channel growth. Is like, okay, there's some stuff I want to make because this is my own interest. This is something I'm interested in. I really want to talk about here on the show. However, there's a contrast to that where I'm just like, okay, I have to be trending. All the videos we have to make, especially too on Spotify now, we're like, how do we trend in those areas? So it's a little bit hard to really just do what you really want to do because there's a trend going on. Yeah, like I don't know, like what's trending right now? Like just name
Too
something.
much.
Too much. Just name something.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I've been out of touch since COVID.
Honestly, that's a good thing, Caitlin. Yeah, but
God, we are old.
we
Yeah.
are definitely old.
I'm not quite good with trending topics, mainly because most of the videos I watch on YouTube are like very, very niche topics.
Yeah, see,
Like
exactly that. Because again, you
very
watch
specific things that only a very certain audience would actually sit down and watch a full
exactly.
video of.
When it comes to making 308, and pretty much every other YouTuber might agree, it's like a certain audience will appeal to this. For us, we're pretty much appealing to pretty much like almost every student in college these days, because we keep talking about stuff that us college students are always constantly talking about, and sharing our stories on how to survive university.
Mm-hmm.
I guess also it's like we kind of did turn social media into this kind of like new platform of learning too. Like I feel like we can
Yeah.
learn. Yeah, I feel like we learn a lot through our different apps.
There's
And
a learning aspect.
definitely, see, again, like our channel, we're supposed to be very educational. We are
I think we
education.
are.
I think we are, despite everyone just yelling at each other from time to time.
YouTube kids. YouTube
No.
education.
No. Sam, every time I upload a video and it asks me, okay, is this kid friendly? I say, hell no, it's not kid friendly.
Are you sure about that? Nice.
You're actually 22, but you say, oh, I feel like 2 3/4 years old.
I am.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, but anyways, like if we are kind of like continuing on with like, us being on social media, the big question is like to this day and age, like is everyone really reliant on social media?
A lot of people are, yes. But there is a good portion that aren't. Like the Amish.
Wow, Sam.
I'm just kidding.
Shout out to our
no.
one Amish fan that's probably watching.
Dude, I don't want to meet Amish people. I freaking really want to. So if there are any Amish people that are listening,
I
hit
don't
me
know
up.
if they can listen in here.
Well, you never know. What if they sneak it? Anyways, no, I think if you don't do social media or whatever, then that's your choice. I'm not gonna look down on you.
Like Caitlin here, like she doesn't really pay attention to social media these days, and that's almost a good thing.
I have 3 posts in total on my Instagram. And only one of those posts shows half of my face.
Half of your
I know,
face.
I was there for that one.
Yep.
And I think too, if we really are, repeating this kind of stuff, it's like, yeah, like I think social media is the new form of communication, and I don't really blame anyone for it because we are still in the middle of a pandemic. Yeah, I honestly just do feel like social media has become very reliant on our day-to-day lives because we want to post something, we want to talk to others, we want to cancel someone if we feel like it. Is being reliant on social media a good thing or a very bad thing?
I would say pretty bad.
Bad thing as long as it's not like obsessive.
Yeah, like you can do it, but yeah, don't overdo it.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
what I've been meaning to
You
say.
kind of have to be reliant at a certain degree. Social media has become so, I guess, synonymous with technological advancements. Like you said, it's important for communication and stuff. And depending on what career you want to do in your life or what you want to do for the rest of your life, it's kind of inevitable that you have to have a presence on there.
Yeah. I feel like everyone these days just want to be known out there.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a bad thing as
Yeah, I
long
don't
as it
blame 'em.
doesn't, ruin their lives or anything, which sometimes it does, which I'm very sorry.
Yeah,
But, in moderation, it's not too bad.
Yeah. And I think if I want to put something into more light of this stuff, like I feel like social media really kind of does have big inspiration for everyone to do something at least. Like, take me and Sam for example, like, I've started 308, Sam is over there, creating funny posts on TikTok and, working on different films and stuff, I feel like now these days it's like, especially like YouTube, it's like we kind of take it more like this is more than just a career, it's a passion. Like we want to create stuff because we find it, amusing to us, and some of our, followers and fans can agree, saying like, we want to join in on for the ride. We'll support your type of content, And who knows? Maybe we've inspired some people out there to start their own podcast, their own channel.
I sure hope we did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of, actually, like, I did talk to, who was it, Ryan, about this, like, a long time ago. Like, ever since his first appearance on 308, which is the roommate episode, like, it honestly did inspire him to kind of, like, think about more about getting into Twitch, which you guys should go follow. It's twitch.tv/rpz_McNeasy. But yeah, like, hearing Ryan, like, saying, like, because of this channel and being on the show multiple times, he said, I want to do something I can create too and have fun with, so I'm gonna go to Twitch and live stream my video games.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like we kind of said earlier, there is gonna be times where we do have to take a break from it. So one last question before we sign off is, what's your guys' process into really taking a break from using all these apps?
I just quit cold turkey for a month at a time sometimes.
That's it. What? Wait, what? Cold turkey? Sam.
I do that. Like, I did that freshman year. I did that, like, junior year.
I'm talking about social media, not lunch meat.
No, I literally mean, like, I sign off of social media for, like, a month and I don't touch it.
Yeah, quitting cold turkey. That's like full stop immediately.
Oh, I never heard it like that before.
Really?
I've never heard
pretty
of it.
like old common saying.
I don't know. Like I said, like I'm very late to like most of this kind of stuff. See, guys, look, this is educational. I'm learning more stuff.
Well, anyways, yeah, I'll just drop social media sometimes, and I'll just stay off of it for a month. Right.
See, for me, I'm actually that type of person that, I don't know, for myself, it is a little bit hard to stay off of social media, because, I'm that type of person that's constantly, what's new with the world, what's up with everybody these days, like, is everyone okay, that kind of stuff, is the world going to shit? I mean, we already know the answer to that, but...
That's for them to know and for us to find out in the next, 30 years.
Yeah, like, for me, it's, like, very hard to get off, like, Instagram, especially because of that habit I have. Mm-hmm. I tried it once, just staying off of Instagram for just one day. And during the entire day, I'm just like, fuck, I wish I logged back in.
Now try a month.
Oh god, I can barely do 1 day, Sam.
Hey man.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, but honestly, guys, I guess just big moral lesson is, just learn to take a break from social media, take a break from viewing everyone's stories and posts, take a break of you posting your stuff, but, remember, like, if you really want to share something to the world, do it. Just don't be offensive or mean about it.
Otherwise, there will be canceling.
Exactly.
Sam will personally track you down.
I'm pretty good at... I'm not to scare anyone, but I am pretty good at that.
You're pretty good at directions.
I am good at directions. You should see me navigate around an airport.
Oh, honestly, yeah, I'm gonna need that.
Dude, I could wander around airports. Oh. Okay. Anyways.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for tonight's episode of This or That Social Media Use. And yeah, thanks you two for joining in tonight.
Thank you. It's been a while.
Hell yeah.
Oh wait. That's another show. I did not see that coming. Haha.
Oh, wait, what do you mean? What?
I said it's been a while.
Slight teaser, Sam will be joining on that show soon. I don't know when that video's gonna come out, but hopefully out before or after this.
I'm just gonna slowly join every single show we have on here.
That's just how it is.
Yeah, but...
I am everyone's favorite.
Yeah, we all love Sam, and we all love Caitlin, and we love Grant too. The OG hosts of This or That.
This is the one time I'm gonna say it. We love you, Grant.
The one time we're gonna say it.
Or shut up.
The one time I've said it this year.
Anyways, guys, don't forget to subscribe to Apartment 308, like today's video, share it, follow us on Spotify and on Google Podcasts. And, in the comments below, do talk about, your views on social media. How have you taken a break from being on these apps for so long,
I was just gonna say, if you've listened this far, tell me your favorite cheese.
Yes. Subscribe and we'll give you cheese.
Just like if you've listened this deep into the episode, tell me your favorite cheese.
Subscribe and we'll give you free cheese
I'll
of your
mail
choosing.
it to you personally.
Yeah. And also, don't forget to check out Sam on her TikTok at YoHoTruck. It'll be in the description below. So,
Yes.
So anyways, guys, we'll see y'all on the next episode. Bye-bye.
Good night.
I love you.